Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the Detroit Lions. Tomorrow afternoon they're facing off against my Green Bay Packers, but right now, let's talk about what the Lions might do before the trade deadline. Since Aiden Hutchinson got injured in Week 6, the Lions' pass rush has had some tough times. In fact, their defensive line hasn't recorded a sack in the last 2 games. Now you might think that's not a big deal, considering they averaged about 21 pressures and 3 sacks a game with Hutchinson. Without him, they're down to 19 pressures and about 2.5 sacks. So they're stepping up, but can they keep it going? I'm not so sure. If the Lions want to win a Super Bowl, they need to make a move. That's where players like Za'Darius Smith and Arden Key come in. It seems like the Lions are planning to bring in an edge rusher, and I'm not the only one who thinks so. Adam Schefter from ESPN believes the same. He noticed how fired up Dan Campbell was, and while no deal is done yet, there are some good options out there. Why wouldn't the Lions consider trading some mid-round picks for help, especially with Hutchinson out? That's what we're discussing today. But before we dive deeper, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for daily NFL content. I also have a Lions channel linked in the comments. I promise to step it up there. Now let's talk about Owari. He's having a great season with the New York Giants. 6 sacks and 19 pressures in just 8 games. Some people worry about his size. He's 6'8" 3 inches and 240 pounds. But I don't think that's a problem. The Lions coaching staff usually prefers their edge rushers to be between 240 and 250 pounds, but Owari could still fit in well. Since losing Hutchinson to a season-ending injury on October 13th, the Lions have been looking for new players. One name that's come up is Za'Darius Smith. Before we go further, let's quickly revisit a player we mentioned in our last video, Chase Young. He could be available for a 4th or 5th round pick from the New Orleans Saints. However, I'm not sure he fits the tough mindset the Lions are going for. Last year, during the NFC Championship game, we all thought, if only the Lions had a standout player in the secondary, that game could have gone differently. I really don't want to feel that way again this January. I want to see the Lions succeed. I really want the Detroit Lions to succeed, especially with the Packers coming up tomorrow. I don't want to be sitting in January or February saying, if only the Lions had another edge rusher. We went through this last season, and that's why the team brought in Brian Branch, traded for Carlton Davis, and drafted players like Andis Raw and Terrion Arnold. They focused on building a strong secondary, particularly at safety, which is now one of the best in the league. If the Lions still need help on the edge, especially without Aiden Hutchinson, they need to make a move. Look, I'm not a GM or a coach, but if I could have made a key trade during the Aaron Rodgers era with the Packers, I would have jumped at the chance to secure success. Recently, reports say that Za'Darius Smith is on the Lions' radar as the trade deadline approaches. As of this recording, it's Saturday evening, and the deadline is just a few days away, on Tuesday, the 5th. ZaDarius is intriguing because he used to play for the Packers and is currently signed through next season with a very manageable $1.5 million base salary for 2025. He has $12 million in guaranteed money, but that's all paid out this season. So if the Lions trade for him and things don't work out, they could let him go next offseason without any big worries. Now about his performance, ZaDarius is over 30, but he's still been productive this season with 6 quarterback hits, 5 tackles for loss, and 5 sacks in 8 games. Max Crosby and Myles Garrett won't be traded. Believe me, I don't care what anyone on ESPN or Twitter says. Those guys are staying put. If Detroit wants to make a move, it's likely going to be someone like ZaDarius. According to Diana Russini from The Athletic, another name to consider is Trey Hendrickson from Cincinnati. He's had a solid season with 7 sacks and 36 quarterback pressures. He's definitely an underrated superstar, but I don't see the Bengals trading him since they still want to make the playoffs. Other options might include Preston Smith from my Packers or Arden Key from the Titans, but none of those names really stand out. Personally, I think Za'Darius Smith is the best fit for the Lions right now. That's all I have for tonight. Please hit that like button and subscribe for daily NFL content. We're making a lot of Lions videos this week, so let me know who you think the Lions should target before the trade deadline. Have a great evening, and I'll catch you in less than 24 hours.